Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Conversational English Master. My name is Jack.
And my name is Emma. We are so excited to have you here with us. This is a podcast for English learners who want to bridge that gap between the English you learn in a textbook and the English that native speakers actually use every day.
Exactly. Our goal is to make you sound more natural, more confident, and help you understand native speakers when they talk at full speed. Remember, we're speaking at a pretty good pace, so if it's too fast, why not try first listening to this podcast at a slower speed so you understand everything, and then re-listening at regular speed to see how much you can catch.
So let's dive right into our first topic. Jack, have you ever spoken to an English learner who has perfect grammar, a huge vocabulary, but struggles to follow a casual conversation?
Oh, all the time. It's a super common problem. You spend years in the classroom learning the rules, and then you visit a country like the US, Canada, or the UK, and it feels like you're hearing a completely different language.
Right. It's because real spoken English is, well, messy. We speak quickly, we shorten words, we connect sounds, and we use a ton of idioms and slang that you'd never find in a textbook.
That's so true. A classic example is something a student might learn to say perfectly, like, "What are you going to do this weekend?"
Very clear, very correct.
But in a casual conversation in, say, North America, you're much more likely to hear, "What you going to do this weekend?"
Exactly. What are you becomes whatcha and going to becomes gonna. If you're not prepared for that, it can be really confusing.
And that's what we're here to help with. In each episode, we'll take one of these common features of conversational English and break it down for you. So, today we're starting with a big one.
We are indeed. We're going to talk about 3 phrases you hear constantly in North American English: could have, should have, and would have.
But the thing is, you almost never hear them pronounced that clearly. In everyday speech, we contract them. So, could have becomes coulda, C-O-U-L-D-A, coulda.
Yep, that's right, coulda.
Should have becomes shoulda, S-H-O-U-L-D-A, shoulda.
Okay.
And would have becomes woulda, W-O-U-L-D-A, woulda.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. You might even hear native speakers use that phrase together, which means it's too late to regret the past. But let's break them down one by one. Jack, you want to start with shoulda?
Absolutely. So, shoulda is used to talk about something that was a good idea in the past, but it didn't happen. It's often used to express regret or give advice about the past.
Right. Regret is the key word here.
For example, imagine you wake up late for work. You might say to yourself, "Ugh, I should have gone to bed earlier last night." But in a conversation, it would sound like this: "I should have gone to bed earlier."
That sounds so much more natural. Or if a friend tells you they failed a test, you might say, "Oh no, you should have studied more." It's advice, but for a situation that's already over.
Exactly. And the negative is also very common. Should not have becomes shouldn't-a. It's a bit tricky, but listen closely. Shouldn't-a.
Like if you have a stomach ache after eating too much dessert, you might say, "I shouldn't have eaten that second piece of cake."
We've all been there. So that's shoulda for regret and past advice. What's next, Emma?
Next up is coulda. This one is about possibility in the past. It describes something that was possible, but it didn't happen. There's no regret here, just a statement of a past option.
Okay, a past possibility.
Yep. For example, if you're discussing weekend plans, you might say, "We went to the beach, but we could have gone to the movies instead." It means going to the movies was another option we had.
That makes sense. Or if someone asks why you didn't buy a different car, you could say, "I could have bought the red one, but I like the blue one better." It is a possibility, but you chose something else. That's an important difference. One is regret. The other is just a fact about a past choice. All right, that brings us to our last one. Woulda.
Woulda is for hypothetical situations in the past. It describes the result of a past condition that didn't actually happen. You'll often find it in sentences that start with if.
Okay, so imaginary past results.
Exactly. For example, "I would have come to your party, but I had to work." The reality is, I didn't come to the party. The hypothetical part is what would have happened if the situation was different.
Right. Here's another one with if. If I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. This means I didn't know, so I didn't bake a cake. It describes an imaginary past action and its imaginary result.
Perfect example. So to recap, shoulda for regret, coulda for past possibility, and woulda for a hypothetical past result.
Learning to use these, and more importantly, learning to hear them, is a huge step toward understanding real, fast conversational English. When you're watching a movie or listening to a song, pay attention and see if you can spot them.
You know, I think it might help our listeners if we acted out a short scene where these phrases come up naturally. Ready? Let's do it. Okay, Jack, let's pretend we're back at work after the New Year's break.
Right, let's do it. I'm pretending to grab a coffee in the lunchroom right now. Hey, Emma, Happy New Year. How was your break?
Happy New Year, Jack. Well, it was actually pretty quiet. We could have gone skiing, but we just stayed home. How about you? Did you have a good New Year's Eve?
It was okay, but pretty quiet too. I ended up just watching TV at home. I really should have gone to that big party downtown. All my friends said it was amazing.
Oh, that's a shame. We could have gotten together with a few people for a small party, but we were too tired and lazy to organize anything.
Yeah, that would have been fun. If my friends had called me earlier, I would have joined them, but they only messaged me at like 11 p.m.
Oh well, there's always next year.
All right, and scene. Did you catch them, listeners?
Let's quickly break down the phrases we used. Jack, when you said I should have gone to that big party downtown, you were expressing regret, right?
Exactly. It was a good idea, but I didn't do it. Then you said, we could have gotten together with a few people.
Right, that was a past possibility. It was an option, but we didn't choose it. And finally, you used woulda.
Yep. I said, if my friends had called me earlier, I would have joined them. That's a hypothetical past. The condition, my friends calling earlier, didn't happen, so the result, me joining them, also didn't happen.
Now it's your turn to practice. Let's try repeating those phrases out loud. Repeat after me. I should have gone to that party. We could have gotten together. I would have joined them.
Well, that wraps up today's lesson. It could have been a little longer, but we don't want to make these too hard.
I would have used more examples like talking about my ex-boyfriend. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, ha ha.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda is useful when talking about past relationships, isn't it? But enough about us. How did you like this first lesson? What other English expressions and idioms do you want more information on? Put them in the comments.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can become a conversational English master. You've got this. Bye. See you next time.